Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PS Vita PSN review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at GunSlugs, which I'm gutted I couldn't look at earlier. They accidentally released it a couple of weeks early and some people got it before they were able to pull it down. It's a little annoying because they said the game was completed, so it's like, well, why not release it? And then they said, well, what if it's supposed to be part of a promotion or get some sort of publicity? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, other than a Plus promotion, I've not actually seen anything advertised about the game at all on the PSN, so it's one of those. At least I saved 40p, I suppose, because $1.59 for a game like this is a tremendous steal. It's a huge game, considering it's a small game, if you know what I mean. There's like tons of stuff to it. Options-wise, you can go and view your objectives, you can change your music and effects thing, so you can have it like silence or both or just one. You can sync with the cloud for this. Basically, like, it has cloud saving, but it doesn't enforce it on you because you're still able to play it out and about as if it's a regular handheld game. It's not like always online or anything, so that's quite good that it does that. And then leaderboards are self-explanatory. There's also the touchscreen, which for some reason wasn't working. I must have been hitting it in a different place. Going under player, you basically start with 2 characters and then you get another 4 that you can unlock, and the reason I've not shown any of them is because it is kind of spoiler, because they're throwbacks to a load of stuff and it's quite funny what some of them are. Basically it's characters from certain action movies is probably the best way to put it, and it's quite funny, and I just think it's a nice little thing that I don't really want to spoil for people because it's not the longest game in that term of things. Basically you get 6 worlds, 2 levels on each, and an old school style boss of this genre, which, as you can see, it's just like a side-scrolling shooter, and it therefore means it's essentially 18 levels, and you think, well, that's not huge, but as well as the 6 regular worlds, there's a load of bonus worlds, and there's all sorts of other stuff hiding around, and the levels, for the most part, I think it's the first 2 are fully randomised, so every time you play it they're totally different, but then after that I think they go a bit like a set or something like that, from what I was reading before getting the game and then from what I've played the game, and it basically means that going into different buildings that appear differently for people will do different things. So there's artwork you can buy, but that doesn't always appear. There's mini games you can go into where hopefully this isn't too much of a spoiler, but I'm only going to mention one of them. It's basically, I went into the world and it was Donkey Kong, the old arcade Donkey Kong, and I got myself killed before I could even really see it, and now I've not found it again. So I'd love for it to appear here on the review so I could actually show it off to people, but I just thought that was really cool. There's then also loads of objectives. The objectives just constantly change, and there's stuff that you have to beat, and that's why the trophies come in for the most part. The trophies are unlock the characters and beat the objectives, and the objectives range from anything to collect a certain amount of coins, to kill a certain amount of enemies, to do some stuff that I don't really want to discuss for spoiler reasons, and I just think that for what I paid for it, which was about just $1.50, $1.60, and its regular price is about £2, you're getting a massive tiny game, because that is the only way to put it. It's something that's so simple. It's just left and right, shooting the crap out of all the enemies. It's very similar to how Super Crate Box, I believe it's called, on the Mini, which hopefully my review of that will actually be up. I recorded it about 5 months ago or so, and I've been waiting to put it up, and seeing as I don't really do many more PSN mobile games or anything like that, it was something I thought I was actually going to do a lot of, and now it seems they're releasing those sorts of games as just regular PSN games with trophies, which I'm pretty sure this would have been destined for the PS Mobile, but instead it means that you can actually get trophies for it, so I think people wouldn't really mind, and seeing as the pricing's the same structure, I'd like to see more sorts of this example, you know. I'd like to see devs do this instead, just adding a couple of quick trophies for it, releasing it on the proper PSN instead of the PS Mobile, and I think it works better, and the dev who did this has kind of hinted that that's what they're going to be doing, and there's going to be more games coming. And it's, as I said, just reiterating, for the price that you're paying for it of a little mobile game, while it's nothing that's going to be, you know, like a 50-hour slog epic type thing like Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess or like that, which takes hours upon hours. It's still something that you can sink a lot of playtime into because of the nature of the randomization. I mean, as you can see here, I've pretty much replayed the same section, but it's not been the same section because I got killed, so I started up again to kind of show my point that things do randomise and that. And it works brilliantly. The bosses are, as you'd expect, you've got to find the weak points and shoot the crap out of them. That wasn't one of them, that was just a big mech enemy thing. There's tons of different weapons that you can get, including throwing chicken eggs, which is fantastic. I think it was rather humorous when I first got them, and they're actually incredibly useful. They work similar to these grenades that I've got here. And it's just one of those games that you will, if you like old school side-scrolling shoot-em-ups like Metal Slug and that, which is probably what the game's going to get compared to a lot, especially because it's got Slug in its name, then I think it's the sort of thing that you will sink a lot of time into, just unlocking the characters and beating the levels and getting the objectives and that. And if you look at it like that, if you take that into account, all the things, if you want 100% it, then you probably will get 40-50 hours out of the game and of constantly replaying it. And just using the new characters and all the new stuff that everything brings to it every time you play it. But at the same time, there's probably going to be a lot of people out there who will only put the minimum into it, who will get bored of it and will think, well, I can't be bothered getting all the objectives. So it's again what I mean by it's a huge mini game. It's the only way I can really classify it. Graphically, it is fantastic, as you can see. It's all done in bits. It's like old school style graphics. It's nothing that's going to make you go, oh, I didn't know graphics of this caliber were possible. But that doesn't make them bad. I think for everything that it does, it looks brilliant. It works brilliantly because of that. And you've then got the music, which is also old school, and quite frankly, if I could just buy the soundtrack, I would, because it is phenomenal. It's just the sort of chiptune soundtrack that I like. It sounds very reminiscent of things like IK Plus on the Commodore 64. It's all sorts of that sort of music, and I listen to it all the time, so I would love to add this soundtrack to my collection, because I think it's fantastic. So that's pretty much all I can say. It's just one of those games that you're going to have to try it, and for the price that you're going to be paying for it, I really don't think too many people will be disappointed with it, because it's just fantastic, it really is. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.